when you're done. I can use 2 inch. It's cool though. Cool material.
Cool material.
Never. I never do that. Hell no. The only time I use prefab is for radial gutters, owner gutters, bowlers, that stuff. This, I'm going to show you the right way of doing this. You're going to see a big difference when I'm all done. Now it does take longer because you got to roll a cast. Now you can see this plaster splint is a hell of a lot stronger than that thing, and I broke these already. But that plaster splint is a hell of a lot stronger than that fiberglass.
You know what it looks like though? The bottle from Aladdin.
Did you call it a bomb?
No, it still looks like the genie lamp from Aladdin. It does look like that too.
By the way, Mike's changing a cast saw blade. It's a good idea to learn how to do that too. Cast saw blade should be changed if you're in a busy clinic at least once a week. Well, you tell me whenever you get your job and you're rolling cast all day long. What's busy?
That again? Yeah.
What? This is a removable version. Oh, that's stockinette. Now this is what you're going to put your pictures in your book of, right here. See how I have, this is kind of tricky to roll. So I do that. I don't fold it all the way around yet.
So this is what you would normally see in a clinical setting?
This is what I would normally do in a clinical setting, right here. Again, when you guys do this, it'll be on a real patient. I'll help you, because you'll probably be doing it around me more than any other time.
We'll probably be doing it wrong.
I won't let you do it wrong. So I made these dog ears.
Do you cut them off?
Hmm?
Do you cut them off?
I do. Would you quit it? You're gonna watch the video of it.
Watch the director's cut.
Chris, what's that gray padding called again?
Siphon.
Siphon. And then the net is just
Stockinette.
stockinette.
You're going to be using this on pretty much every single cast that you guys roll.
Gloves that I want.
Those fiberglass. Now some people are fans of putting a roll of web roll down because the siphon doesn't stop the cast saw very well. Got it? My thing is, when you haven't been doing this very long, then go ahead and maybe put a layer of web roll down. But if I cut you, maybe I'm getting too old for this. Now the fun thing, I get to roll a cast, right? See how wet I get it? Fiberglass, when you dip fiberglass in water, you do not wring it out. Don't have to. You can just dip it and roll.
Are you compressing that, or are you?
No, I am not. There is no pull to this whatsoever. Some say that you can squeeze it in the water to bring in more water to the fiberglass will help it dry quicker. And just like a long arm cast, I would do 3-inch rolls. I'm not paying too much attention to, besides the 90-degree angle at this time. Just trying to get all my material on. Notice I didn't have to go through the web space. This cast, I made this cast knowing that I'm only going to cut out and use the back side of this. Got it? I'm not going to use the front portion of this cast at all. This is not how I would do a normal long arm cast. Still, my palm 60 handshake. Again, slight pronation, 90 degrees. At the, what if I get a wrinkle right here in antecubital space? What if I got a wrinkle?
Aren't you cutting it out?
I'm cutting it out and throwing it away. No big deal. This splint is actually pretty easy to make. I just have to wait for it to dry. See, you guys will still be rolling, and it'll be dry. You guys will be rolling your third roll, and it's hard already. This is...
How far from the hand did you go?
Sorry?
How far up here from the hand?
It's going to be the same parameters as everything else. So right below the metacarpal heads, so that she can flex her MCPs. She may not to right now, but when I'm all done. Now I get to trim all this out with a saw. So this is going to be your first experience of this saw. It's an oscillating saw. Remember that. Woo! It vibrates. It is the most powerful vibrator known to man. And no, women, you cannot take it home.
Nobody
That's a national board question, that saw is an oscillating saw. That's how it cuts. It is designed to vibrate off soft, gushy stuff. Something hard, it sinks its teeth into and vibrates right through it. Okay?
How is so?
I can cut drywall, wood,
But it hit something soft.
hit
and
something
stopped.
soft, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It will keep cutting, it just takes time.
Yeah.
So that's why whenever they say, oh, it can't cut you, oh, it can. You are all going to find this out. You're going to cut your own casts off. Fiberglass is when you really get to find out. First couple of casts you guys are going to, the first 10 casts you guys put on are going to be plaster. It's going to be wet plaster. It's going to be soft. You can plow right through it, no big deal. When you first put your first fiberglass cast on, it's a whole different ball game. Now you're dealing with a hard cast. It produces a lot more heat.
Yeah, go.
You want to move quickly. If you cut off a cast slow, you're not doing us any good. You need to move quick. Your motion will be in and out with the cast saw. You do not want to put in and drag through. You will cut every cast off in a way to where you can plan on making a splint out of the cast. That's the easiest way for me to describe to you how to cut a cast off. Got it? You will cut the cast off using your right and left hands. You will not put the patient's arm way up here, put them way down here. You know, the patient's arm stays in one place. You move around the patient. Got it? Now, patients want to help you. They'll hold their arm out. Oh, I'm not used to that much help. Relax. This is where I want the patient's arm at all times. Same thing with a foot. The patient wants to help you, or you end up twisting the patient's leg. It ain't happening if I see that. I take the cast saw away from you, and I take the cast off. The patient, I just got a complaint the other day about how students are too rough with our patients. I don't necessarily, I was right there in the room when the whole thing went down. I don't necessarily agree with it. We were too rough. I think lack of confidence is really it, because they had a hard time taking a splint off, so they didn't want to hurt the patient. And they knew not to be moving the arm all around, so they would try a little bit, and then they would think about it, and then they would try to pull a little bit, and then they would think about it. And in reality, all they needed to do was keep pulling. And even though the patient was in a little bit of pain, it's kind of the only way they come off. But it didn't happen that way. Anyhow. It's not cool water, is it?